أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. Good morning, my dear children. This is my advice to you as your father. I want you to hold on to these three things and hold them deeply with your teeth because they are critical points that if you know them, you keep to them, inshallah, your life will be a blessed one. The first one is for you to always be mindful of Allah in whatever you're doing. Be mindful of Allah and do whatever you can to avoid transgressing into those boundaries that Allah has set. Whatever you know that Allah wants, please do it. Whatever you know that Allah doesn't want, never you allow to fall into it deliberately. Of course, as humans, you can err, but deliberately, knowing, never you allow to fall into anything that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has forbid you to do. If you do that, but you also need to understand that you will never be able to safeguard the boundaries that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has set for you unless you know those. So it means you have to be deliberate, be intentional in knowing what are those things. So seeking for the right knowledge, Islamic knowledge, to know what Allah wants, what Allah doesn't want, is mandatory upon you. And then secondly is to make sure that in your association with people, you try as much as possible, you stick and stay with those individuals that will always remind you of what are the responsibilities of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on you, and would should not be afraid to tell you that no, don't do this because this is Allah doesn't like this, Allah doesn't like that, Allah wants you to do. So always be friends with people that will strengthen you in your obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And remember, Allah has made an intricate relationship between going over his boundaries and getting the worst result in this world, as if as he had as the relationship between you hitting a bulb and that bulb just getting destroyed. Whoever has transgressed the boundaries of Allah surely will go astray. The second thing that I want you to always be mindful of is always reflect on who are you? Where are you from? Who are your parents? What are the value systems that you grew up seeing your parents? And what are your value systems of yourself? In whatever action you want to do, ensure that ask yourself these questions. If my parents eventually get to know that I am doing this, will they be proud of me? If their associates, their loved ones, got to know that I'm doing something, will they be proud of me? If for any reason your parents, your loved ones, their loved ones, and what have you, would be ashamed to hear anything that you have committed or you are committing, then know that that is a no for you. The third is to make sure that as you know who you are, but never you get yourself indulged in anything that will bring disrepute to yourselves. Know that part of the obligations that you have on you is obligations to giving the good name, keeping good name for your family that you will raise after. For whatever your actions are, those actions and inactions will be transferred onto your children and the grandchildren. So do that investment for your children. Do not allow your children to be embarrassed by you. Do not commit anything that later on your children will come and people will say, is it not your dad or your mom that did this and that? So always safeguard these three. And if you do this, I guarantee you, inshallah, you have a blessed life. And to this, I'm saying to all of us, starting with myself and the generality of the Muslim Brotherhood and anyone that is watching me, And let's also imbibe this. When we imbibe this, inshallah, we'll have a beautiful life in this world and hereafter. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive our shortcomings, forgive us, grant us Jannatul Firdaus, unite us with our loved ones in the field with our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. سبحانك اللهم ربنا وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك.